dividing fractions. If we think about the number 120 and we divide that by 6, we know that the answer is going to be 20. 120 divided by 5 is 24. 120 divided by 4 is 30. 120 divided by 3 is 40. 120 divided by 2 is 60. And 120 divided by 1 is 120. So what we can see is that the smaller the number we're dividing by, the bigger the answer is. And there's a connection between these numbers. So if we look at 120 divided by 4, and we look at 120 divided by 2, and 120 divided by 1, to get from 4 to 2, we divide by 2, and to get from 2 to 1, we divide by 2. And if we look at the numbers then, the answers 30 to 60, we multiply by 2. 60 to 120, we multiply by 2. So if we were to follow that through and we were to divide by 2 again, that would give us 120 divided by a half. Then following the pattern through, 120 times by 2 is going to be 240. And the pattern exists for other ones as well. So if we look at 120 divided by 6 and 120 divided by 3, again, to get from 6 to 3, we're dividing by 2. And to get from 20 to 40, we multiply by 2. So we could use that then if we divide it by 2 again to get 1.5. Then multiplying by 2 should get us to 80. We could then apply this for lots of different situations. So if we went from 120 divided by 1 equals 120, well, let's say we divided this by 6. That would mean then the answer would be multiplied by 6. If we divided it by 60, then the answer would be multiplied by 60. And this brings us to an important result. And basically it's whenever we divide by a fraction, that's the same as multiplying by the fraction turned upside down. So if our original fraction was a over b, then we'd be multiplying by the fraction b over a. So to divide fractions, we turn the fraction we're dividing by upside down and change the sign to multiply. So we change any mixed numbers to improper fractions first of all. We turn the fractions we're dividing by upside down and change the sign to multiply. Cancel any pairs of numbers that you can by dividing top and bottom by a common factor. Multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom, and simplify your answer. So example 1 is 1 over 5 divided by 2 over 3. So the fraction we're dividing by, you turn it upside down, so we're changing it to 3 over 2, and we multiply. Then we look to see where we can cancel, so there's nowhere in the top and the bottom that we can cancel, so we just multiply the tops together, so that's 1 multiplied by 3, and the bottoms, 5 multiplied by 2, and that gives us 3 over 10. The next example is 7 over 18 divided by 21 over 16. So again, the fraction we're dividing by, turn upside down and multiply, so that's going to be 7 over 18 multiplied by 16 over 21. So we look to see where we can cancel, and we can see the 7 and 21 we can cancel through by dividing by 7 to give 1 and 3. The 18 and the 16 we can cancel through by dividing by 2 to leave 8 and 9. Then we multiply across the tops, so 1 multiplied by 8, multiply across the bottoms, 9 multiplied by 3, and that gives 8 over 27. Remember, we can't cancel sideways, so we can't divide the 9 and the 3 by 3. Example 3 is 5 divided by 3 over 7. Now the fraction we're dividing by, we turn it upside down and multiply, so that's going to be multiplied by 7 over 3. And the 5 we need to write it as a fraction, as 5 over 1. So we look to see if we can cancel top and bottom. In this case we can't. So we multiply across the top, so that's 5 multiplied by 7, and across the bottom to get 1 multiplied by 3. 5 sevens are 35, 1 times 3 is 3. 35 over 3 we need to change into a mixed number. How many 3's are in 35? So that's 11 with 2 left over. So the answer is 11 2/3. And then the last example, 4 2/7 divided by 1 7/8. So we need to change these to mixed numbers first of all. So there's 7 sevenths in one whole, so there's going to be 28 sevenths in 4 wholes, which means there's 30 sevenths in 4 2/7. There's 8 eighths in 1, which means there's 15 eighths in 1 7/8. The fraction we're dividing by, turn upside down and multiply, so we change the divide to multiply, and we turn the fraction upside down to get 8 over 15. We look to see where we can cancel. We can cancel the 30 and the 15 by dividing through by 15 to leave 2 and 1. We can't cancel sideways, so we can't cancel the 2 and the 8. So we just multiply across. So we've got 2 multiplied by 8 over 7 multiplied by 1. 2 8's are 16. 7 times 1 is 7. And then we have to change that into a mixed number. 16 divided by 7 is 2, with 2 left over. So the answer is 2 2/7.